What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Subnautica. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And in the previous episode, we had almost gotten eaten by a weird creature. It had wanted our face. It had wanted our face really, really bad. I could tell from its beady little eyes that it was up to something. I don't know what it was up to. It didn't directly attack us, but when you're in an environment like this, you can't take chances, all right? You got to assume that everything is out to murder you. How are we doing on inventory space right now? Hey, slow your roll, man. Ain't no need for that. There's tons of highway over here. What do you got to mess with me for? I'm in my lane. You're in your lane. Why does this have to turn into a warfare type deal? Damn. Ocean's so hostile, man. Ain't nobody let me have what I want here. All I want to do is be left alone. And see, now I got to break out my repair tool. I got to fix this thing. Look, it's all busted up. It's got bubbles coming out of it. You can't have bubbles coming out of your submarine. It's not a... Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Maybe I'll keep that to myself then for a little while. A laser cutter fragment. Do I need that? I'm pretty sure I don't need that. I think I'm all good to go on that front. So at the point we are currently at in the game right now, it's time for us to do a little bit more further exploration. Does anybody ask the question why we're able to just hop into the Seamoth like that underwater and nothing happens? Like, that's the part that I'm interested in. Like, you notice how we open the hatch on it while we're underwater and, like, nothing bad takes place. What's over here? Is anything crazy going on? I think we need to find the biome where it'll have a whole bunch of our habitat blueprints inside of it. And so that's actively what I would suggest we start working towards right now. However, I not knowing the map the way that I probably should, am not sure where that is at. And so we've got like a... What is this? Like a... that's not a happy noise. God, I hate the ocean. The ocean is the worst. Ocean, why are you so terrifying? Well, there's still stalkers around, so that's not so bad. I don't hear the sound of the thing that I'm really worried about, which is Reaper Leviathans. And so I'm just going to like pretend like everything's okay and that we're not directly about to die in any capacity. Over here it looks like wreckage? Paranoia is creeping in. I'm a little bit outside my comfort zone right now. Like, part of me wants to go up to the surface and figure out where exactly I am in relation to the Aurora. We don't want to mess, if we can help it, with the Reaper Leviathan right now, because we don't have any real, like, countermeasures to get rid of him. Later on, we'll have things that allow us to be like, go away, Reaper Leviathan, and punch him in the Reaper Leviathan dick. But for right now, we are dick punchless. And so, what is that? Disinfected water? I'll take it. You never know. Might need it. There's another treasure chest down here. I don't like what's going on right now. This water is kind of brown and murky. And if there's one thing I've learned about this game is that areas with brown and murky water tend to be filled with things that I don't like. Then again, I would have heard him by now if he was around, I think. That's just my assumption. But, like, we would have heard a noise if he was here, I think. I think he's off in the distance. I think I just heard him, but I think he's really, really far away. So, let's continue to creep forward for paranoia's sake. Yeah, I think we're around the back of the Aurora right now. I think. Like, I don't really know, though. Yeah, I think this is the end of the skid-in for the Aurora. There shouldn't be... Sorry, I'm listening really hard right now. This game terrifies me, and I'm afraid of the ocean. I'm quite literally frozen in fear right now. Like, I don't like this at all. You know what's weird? Horror movies don't freak me out. Horror games don't freak me out. The ocean, man. The ocean freaks me out. It freaks me out badly. Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me right there. Oh my god, I jumped. Okay, let's go this way possibly. I want to stay close enough that I can like bail out if shit starts to go wrong. Oh, radiation detected. Yeah, we're definitely near the Aurora then. We're around the backside of the Aurora. I'm in a completely wrong area. Okay, so let's retreat back for a second. Any treasure chests or whatever that I can pick up along the way, I'm not going to turn down. Are we full up on our space yet? We're not. What's inside of here? A free battery. I'll take it. Get back inside the ship. So at least we have some kind of casing around us. Let's go back this way. And so, yeah, that's going to be the ridge. I must have got turned around somehow. Either that or I just did like a big circle and I ended up over by the Aurora. There's going to be radiation inside of there, and we can't do anything with radiation until we have the radiation suit, which unfortunately we have not picked up the schematics for just yet. Down this way, it looks like we've got plans for a sea moth right there. We've got plans for a laser cutter right there. And aside from that, I think that's the chunk of the bioreactor right there. I don't really care about that, though. That's not helpful. That's not something that's going to fix my life or make anything easier. So for the moment, let me disengage, and I need to figure out where we are in our progression. My thought is that we need to find the Moonpool. So you can get a thing that adds onto your base called a Moonpool. And when you get that... Oh, we ran out of batteries. Unfortunately, our little Tonka truck over here has run out of the means to throw down. There we go. I'll put a new power cell inside of there. Later on, we'll get a power cell charger. It'll make things a little bit easier. I think the Moonpool is down inside of, like... I think it's in the big tree biome, or the one... I don't know what it's called, but it's got, like, big trees and, like, giant mushrooms and stuff inside of it. I've got to figure out where that's at, and so give me a second, and I'll see if I can locate it. So I think where we're trying to go is to the northwest, by my admission. I think that's where this is at. Like, there's multiples of each biome, and so it can be a little bit weird and sketchy tracking them all down. I don't think we should be under threat of attack by the Reaper Leviathan once we get there, but we may want to wait for daylight, just because most of my run-ins with larger creatures that want to hurt me, they tend to happen at night and get me into trouble, because you just have a lack of visibility. That's really all that it comes down to, is you can't see very well, and if you can't see very well, it becomes difficult to protect yourself. I think it's over here. It's been a long time since I played last, but if we go this way, we should start to see, like, some bigger mushrooms around, I think. There's our pod right there that we were exploring in the previous episode before we got dragged off course. Maybe over here? Oh, shit, that was a load-in. Good lord. That chunking right there was terrifying. I don't like it when things ease up on me. The game has always had little issues with that, though, where, like, things pop in and things sort of... Did they kill that? Is it dead? Like, why is it just sitting there? I don't even know if those things can be killed, in all honesty. I thought they were just kind of, like, flying rocks. I thought they were, like, flying decorations. They couldn't actually be, like, hurt or damaged or anything like that. So, we're at 136 right now. We can't really go much deeper. I'm not so positive that's exactly what we're looking for right there. We're getting a little bit lower than I want to, but we need the Moonpool, because the moon... Oh. Yeah, we definitely don't want to go this way. I recognize that noise. My ears pricked up, so we got Reaper Leviathans out that way. Let's maybe not go over there. Instead, let's trace around a little bit and see what we got going on. There we go. I seem to have found my way finally. It took a little bit. I had to make a cut right there because, I don't know. It's tough to find the things you want to find in this game, especially if you don't know exactly where they are. You just kind of got to float around for a little while. I think this is the biome that I'm looking for. And so really our only goal for right now is to skim along the bottom and see if we can find anything that looks like it might be scannable. So there's something right there. You got to watch out for these little turds, though, because they can cause problems. We got...
The mass in this area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint or vital signs, stabilizing.
Okay. As long as there's no baddies around, it sounds like we got dolphins doing dolphin stuff out here. So what is that? That's a Moonpool fragment? That's exactly what I was looking for, actually. Perfect. Let me get that. All right, so we need 2 of those in order to make this work. I would really appreciate some daylight. It's going to be hard to explore this area in the dark. Watch out for those things right there. Those things are not, like, directly aggressive, but if I remember right, they do, like, a shocking type deal that can be an issue. In addition, this area actually neighbors a couple of different, like, threatening areas, so be careful you don't get too far off the beaten trail. Ooh, Cyclops hull fragment. Yeah, I'll take that. Nice. So there we go. We got a little piece of the Cyclops right there, too. Take a little piece of the crag home with us. We've got tubey bubbles all around. I thought there was something else over here that I saw, but I'm not really eyeballing it now. I thought I saw something else over here, but I guess that's that. Tree mushroom, what do you have going on? I will add you to my indigenous life forms list, because if you ain't on the list, you ain't allowed. There's something over there, so we might as well go check that out. It looks like we've got an escape pod over on this side that didn't keep its structural integrity. Wasn't able to hold it together, unfortunately. But there may be something useful inside of here that we can glean. Looks like there's a hole in the top of the pod. However, there's also a critter right there that basically is like a jellyfish. Just don't touch it. Oh shit, that scared me too. We've got an abandoned PDA. Let's grab that. And so it's an emissary's voice log.
PDA data.
Life pod systems online. Passenger 7, emissary Yohi Kassar has boarded the life pod. Life pod launch sequence initiated.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
Life pod detached from Aurora. Okay. Entering planetary atmosphere. External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one, on and off and on again.
Exterior hull damage sustained. Life support systems failed. Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
Something tells me homeboy didn't make it. Sound like he had kind of a rough day. Then again, what religion is that dude a part of? He was like praying for pleasures and all kinds of stuff, dude. I want to be in a religion where I just pray for pleasure. And then maybe I get it too. Like, praying for it is one thing. Getting it is entirely another. And I'd love to be included in that process. I don't see anything else laying around. Oh, there's the big tree right there. Cool. Is that the pod that we already explored? Or was there two of them? I think that's the one that we just explored. Let's keep having a look around. I think there's going to be all kinds of good stuff down in here. So yeah, the plan is to get the mod station and the Moonpool. If we can get those two, the mod station and the Moonpool, what that means is that we can modify the sea moth to go deep, deep, say down, down, say deep down in the ocean. It'll actually increase our depth to 400, I think. And that means that it gives us access to other zones where we can unlock new things, such as torpedoes and weapons and all kinds of stuff to protect our ship and keep ourselves from being totally and completely consumed by the planet. In addition, I think it's going to allow us access to figure out what's going on with our medical situation too, because as I understand it, it doesn't seem to me as though we're doing very well in the health department. Our character seems to be having some kind of underlying, I don't know, it warned me a little bit ago when I self-scanned that we had caught some kind of virus or something. And so that was not in the game the last time I played. I assume it'll become relevant at some point. It doesn't seem intensely relevant right now, but in the case that it becomes relevant, that's going to be something we're going to want to dive in on real fast in order to make ourselves a little bit safer. Like, I don't know if we have to, like, experiment for a cure or what we have to do with that particular can of worms, but we'll open it when necessary. So that's going to be the Moonpool fragment right there. We're done with that. The last thing that I wanted to grab while we were out here, though, is if we could finish off the mod station, and we could also finish off the Cyclops hull. I think that would be a good idea. Unfortunately, I've sprung like 1,000 leaks, because one thing that I've learned is that I'm actually pretty bad at piloting a craft underwater. What the hell is that thing right there? There's something sticking out of the side of that. What is that? Oh, lithium. Okay, we can make ourselves some batteries. I don't see anything else around here. But as far as... Okay, so at least I know where lithium comes from now. Comes from the bottom of trees, I guess. I didn't know that was where lithium came from, but I've learned a new thing today. It comes from the bottom of ocean trees. Okay. You know what I was thinking about the other day? That song, Little Buddy Foo Foo. You ever think about that song? Like, my question is like this. Like, if you don't know the song, it's about a rabbit that just, like, hangs out in the forest and sucker punches field mice. That's legitimately the song. My first question is, who wrote that song? Like, who was the guy that sat down and was like, I'm going to make a song about bunnies punching field mice? Like, what did field mice ever do to you? You ever seen a field mouse? They're adorable. They are super cute, and you should totally fall in love with them. Like, field mice are the best. I used to go out and do geological surveys, right? And when you would make a fire out in the middle of the desert, the field mice had never seen a fire before. And so there would be a shit ton of field mice out there, and they would run around the fire. So you'd be sitting and you'd have everybody there, like, around the fire at the end of the day after you'd done all your work. And I swear to God, the second you would light that, what is that right there? Is that a titanium fragment? What is that? Silver ore. Oh, it's actually like a silver vein. That's interesting, or at least a silver node or a silver load, whatever you want to call it. Either way, sort of an interesting thing. We got another one of those octopus things over there, and we're kind of on the edge of the biome where the bad guys are. But yeah, field mice are adorable. Who would want to bop them on the head? So we would be gathered around the fire. It's kind of sitting there. Oh yeah, let's maybe not do that. I didn't realize how deep I was. I mean, I know I'm in too deep, like some 41, but like I didn't know I was in that deep. What kind of node is that right there? What is that thing? What is that? Copper. Okay, so apparently in this biome, I can flat out just mine if I want to. That's pretty sweet to know. Oh, there's another Cyclops fragment right there, I think. Yup, got the bridge fragment. Oh, got him. So apparently I can make the Cyclops bridge now. I haven't found any other pieces of hull around. But as you were sitting around the fire, this is like my 8th attempt at telling this story because it takes me a long time to get through simple thoughts. Sorry, it's just the way that I'm wired as a human being. It's really difficult for me to complete simple thoughts. The field mice would actually gather around the fire with you, almost like a Disney special. It was weird, man. I don't know how to explain it to you other than that. What is that? Bridge fragment? I don't really need that, but okay. I'll throw that right there. I'll scan it just to get it up and out of the way for later. The field mice would gather around the fire. They would actually be too afraid to go into the fire light in front of you, but they were like these, I don't know, they look like the ones from Rescuers Down Under. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the mice before where they look like a normal mouse, but the end of their tail has a little pluff on it. Has like a little, I don't know, like a little pom-pom on the end of their tail. They would run around behind because we would line up logs or like random rocks that we had found in a circle around the fire so people could sit down because we didn't bring chairs because we're not efficient. And so when you would do that, the mice, they would gather behind the log or behind the chair that you were sitting on, and they would just sit there and they would run around and they would groom and they would like, I don't know, they were adorable. Which brings me back to my point. If something's cute, why is Bunny Fufu got to be a hater? Why has he got to run out and punch all the field mice in the head? Why is it their fault that they're cuter than he is? I bet that's what it is. It's just straight haterism. I bet Bunny Fufu is a giant hater, and he's trying to throw all that shade all over the field mice because they're more adorable than he does, and they do more work, and they get more paper. I bet that's what it is. They just hating all day long. And so, also, was it like the Green Fairy? What was the name of the lady that came down? I don't know, in Little Bunny Fufu. So, like, in the song, he would roll around, and he would sucker punch field mice. He'd be like, yeah, get some field mice. I don't know what the end goal was of punching the field mice. Maybe he was trying to make, like, his own cartel. I'm not really sure what his goal was there. But, like, he would punch the field mice, and they'd be like, you punched me. And apparently they had the ear of some mafioso-ass lady called the Green Fairy or something like that, or the Good Fairy. I don't remember exactly what it was. She would come down from space, which I never really was able to like. So is this sci-fi or is this fantasy? I'm a little confused. But she would come down from like space, and then she would punish Little Bunny Fufu. And him, being like me, not able to learn his lesson, would like, you know, be like, F that, and he'd go back to fighting with field mice again. I don't know. It's a weird song, man. Who formulates that? Like, who comes up with that as a theme for a song? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm throwing in the towel. Unfortunately, there ain't much I can do here. I've been in this zone now for like an hour trying to find the modification station. I don't think it's here. I got one piece of it, but I think that's the best we're going to do for the moment. So, we might as well bounce on out. I don't like it when things loom overhead, man. You ever get that weird feeling? Something big is overhead and it's just like creeping you the hell on out. My other part of the Bunny Fufu equation here is like, maybe the field mice did something. You know, like, what did they do? They strap on a rag and, like, blast Bunny Fufu's cousin? Like, why is it on site with field mice? Because it sounds like, even, like, the fairy, you know, she comes down and she tells Bunny Fufu what's going to happen. And he's like, I don't care about that. And he like clicks his mouth when he says, I don't care about that. Like he clicks his mouth, you know what I mean? And then he goes back out and he rides on field mice again. What did the field mice do? That's the question. They left that out of the story. We never got to hear the field mice side where the field mice were like, oh yeah, so Bunny Foo-Foo's cousin Ronnie, he owed me like $40 on something that we flipped the other day and then never got it back to me. And when I hit him up about it, he was like, oh, I got the money though. But then I saw him with that new pair of J's and I was like, well, where'd you get them new pair of J's from that you ain't got the money? And then he was like, oh, you know, it ain't nothing like that. My mama got me these. And so we had to help him learn some hard lessons. And so though Bunny Foo-Foo's cousin gets all click-clacked up on a corner somewhere, and then Bunny Foo-Foo's just like, that's it, it's on sight. But he's got priors, so he can't get a gun, you know what I mean? And so he's just bopping. That's what it says. The song says he bops him. It says he bops him on the head. And like, I'm from the Bay Area. If somebody's bopping, that means it's on sight. That means it's about to go down. If you be like, Ray came over here and we're bopping right now. Like, that's not a good look right there. That's not a good look. That means shit's about to go down. On the plus side, we did get the Moonpool, so at least we can... sorry, I got caught off on a tangent. It happens to me every now and again. Oh, yeah, I got a power transmitter, too. It was just laying on the ground out there. We got a couple of things that were interesting, but honestly, none of it really turned in it. We need aerogel? What the hell is aerogel? I swear to God, every time I play this game, they add some new thing that's hella hard for me to make. We need lubricant, and we need lead to make this happen, huh? Okay. That's not like the worst thing I've ever heard, but we need titanium ingots. That shouldn't be too hard to mash together. I think that's something that we should be able to afford without too many hang-ups. I mean, I don't know. Subnautica for me is one of those series where guaranteed every episode's going to take me at least like 2 hours to get done. And so I'm just used to it at this point. Why is my flashlight going off at a weird angle? It's going off like downwards. I think I gotta spend some... You better stop it, Stalker. I'm not trying to play around with you right now. You are not the noise that I'm trying to hear. I don't know how much titanium I have stored up, but let's go into the base and we'll actually appraise and figure out what we got going on. I'm gonna need some more lead, too. I think before anything else goes down. I still don't even know what the laser cutter does for me, so that's one of those things that I feel like I should probably craft at some point. Just to see what it does. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've got fiber mesh and a wiring kit. We can make a rebreather. That's an interesting thought. We got the laser cutter right there, but that takes diamond, and I don't think we have access to diamond just yet. And so we have a propulsion cannon, too, that we're almost done with. Stasis rifle might be nice in case we get ourselves into too much trouble. But what I'm looking at, we don't want the waterproof locker. I don't really care about that right now. I needed to go back over to this side, and let's take a look at... So we have metals over here, right? How much metal do I have? Not enough to do the stuff that I want to do. Let me get the quartz out. And we had... You know what? The salts container, it's just going to have to take my quartz for right now. Take my quartz and go. So there it is. We're just going to throw the quartz in there for right now because I got to store up other stuff. I might actually have to build more metals containment as well. I'm going to drink some water too while we're here because I'm thirsty. It's a simple biological need, but you got to take care of it. That stuff right there. I need to throw silver ore inside of there, and then I want all of that titanium. And we got lithium. We've got ruby. I still have no idea what ruby's going to do for me, but I'm going to hold on to it for later because you never know when it's going to come down the pipe. For advanced metals, I don't need benzene, but I do need titanium ingots. So we'll throw that together. I got to swim around and find some more fragments of metal while we're on the seafloor and just start mashing those together, I think. We've got... Can I construct this through the wall right here? Will it let me do that? Oh, it won't. I was going to see if it let me, like, cheese it and construct through the wall. Alright, well, it looks like titanium is the order of the day then. So now that we've got sunlight available, let's float around for a minute, see where that titanium's at. I don't think there's any more lead down here that we want to play around with. I've dug basically every hole that can be dug in this area. And my thought along that front, I swear to God, these structurally intact fish, I bust up my ship so frequently on fish that are just like, apparently, they're the most badass fish on Earth. They've got chins on them. They've been doing that chin day. I get what's going on there. Where's the cuttable door? It's right there. We don't have the laser cutter thing just yet, so I'm not going to stress about that. What is this? Oh, we got that right there. I'll take that. That looks good to me. We've also got like a big lion thing over there that wants to murder me. You can go away. You can take that entire plot line and write it into a different story because it ain't going to be a part of mine. That isn't even in the same chapter as me, so that can bounce. Is that metal salvage right there? It is. Yay. So we've got the metal salvage we need in order to make this thing happen. I also have, I think, all of the parts that I need for the Cyclops. I think. I don't know. I might have Cyclops hull fragments, like, hanging out. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go into danger zones to get all this stuff completed before we go any further. And I don't like that at all. But for the next episode, it may be something that we really don't have any choice but to get down on. Where is the place that I'm trying to go right now? I know I saw it just a minute ago. There it is. I got all this sunlight coming down through the murkiness, making it difficult for me to do my job, blocking off my oculars right now. Straight block the ocular. I need another titanium ingot, so I'm not even going to throw that in right now. Instead, the other thing that I needed to do is maybe like fly around, scan the sides of this thing for any lead that I can put together. I think that's the other half of the equation that we're missing. And until I've stacked up enough lead and let the situation get nice and heavy, super dense, I don't think things are going to be looking good. I need to get, just make me titanium for right now. And my name is Splattercat. We're going to call it a day right here. This is Subnautica. Today we've managed to get the blueprint for the Moonpool. We've got a power transmitter. We've got most of the Cyclops put together. In between episodes, I'll probably try to go through and get the rest of that done before we mash out any further. I don't know if it's important or not to you guys that you want to see every step of the process while I go through here, but, you know, it's a thing that I can put on the roster just in case. We got our ingots. We need a couple more little bits and pieces to get the Moonpool going. But it's not really going to matter until we have the upgrade station. If we don't have the upgrade station, we can't do a lot of the stuff that goes in. Oh, I need a lubricant. Hey, who bit me? You little bastard. I'll fight you right now. You better believe. You better come over here, fishy. Yeah, he don't want to play anymore now that the blade come into the equation. What's up now? What's up now? How about that? A biter, that's what they're called. Out here just stealing fools' rhymes, just being haters. I got you. If you like these episodes that I do here on the internet, be sure to hit the like button down below. It's the best way to support me, increase my exposure as a content creator, and make sure that I get to keep doing this for a living every single day. Aside from that, if you wanted to support me further, I got a Patreon where you can go to make that happen. And then on top of that, if you wanted to hang out live every single day, Twitch TV/Splattercat Gaming, 3 o'clock every single day, Pacific time, touching faces, getting noisy, drinking beers, doing the thing all day. I'll see y'all later. Hi, everybody.